Hey everyone, I'm here at the Food Forest in Echo Global Farm in Fort Myers, Florida. I'm standing near the breadnut tree. This is the Mayan breadnut, Brosimum allicastrum. It's a staple tree crop. It's high in carbohydrates, high in proteins. So it's really more of a starch or a protein than it is a nut, which you usually think is more fatty and oily. So this is a tree that grows in the tropical climates like Central America, South America as well, and it was associated with the Mayan people because it was found heavily around their settlements. At least that's what the archaeological record shows, but you know, there's some debate over whether or not that just happens to be because it grows well in that area or if that's because they actually used it a lot. It is true that they used it, and it was an important food crop, although they ate many other things too. They didn't just rely on breadnut as their sole source of carbohydrates and protein. But you could. It's a extremely productive tree, and it grows even when it's dry. So you can imagine a village that maybe is in hard times and is the food isn't as productive as like the annual crops and the other food-producing plants aren't as productive as normal, but the tree, because it's so stable and so productive, is creating so much food, and you're getting just loads of breadnut. So you're going to be able to survive. You're going to be able to thrive with nutritious, high protein, high starch foods. So it's a really important food crop that most people aren't growing. So let's see if we can get another angle of it and check out how big the breadnut is. Here's a close-up of the leaves. There you see a very tall tree. There's one in the center that's feathery. That is a leguminous nitrogen fixer, but to the right of that, the tall, more dense tree is the breadnut. And that is just one variety of breadnut, or one seedling of breadnut, but there needs to be more than one to produce the crop. We have other ones here on the farm, but they're much smaller, so they aren't producing pollen yet. But once they start producing pollen, this tree should be loaded with breadnuts to try. So another spot in the farm, they have a smaller one. So this one was transplanted in 2016. It's in the mulberry family. Let's take a step back here and look at it. So I don't know exactly when it's going to start flowering, but the other one we were looking at is behind that large tree there, so they should be close enough to cross-pollinate and be getting some breadnuts. And I think these are really important trees because once they're established, they don't require much maintenance. Maybe in these soils you do, because it's such sandy soil that you might need to fertilize or add water in the dry season. But in general, they don't require much maintenance, and they produce thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of calories per season, if not more. So I think they're really important food plants for the future, especially for people who are dealing with hunger in the tropics.